What's up guys, Pete with Auto Repair Tips. In this video I got a 2013 Kia Soul, and customers' complaint on this one is the door lock fuse keeps blowing. Every time they put a fuse in, it just blows. You don't even have to operate the door locks, it just keeps blowing. So in this video we're going to try and figure out why. Let's get into it. Before I start the video, I would like to apologize for the wind noise. It's like 102 degrees in here and I had to cut these fans on. I know normally when I cut the fans on, it makes a horrible background sound to you guys. I'll do my best to get rid of it, but hopefully you can put up with it through this video. All right, let's do it. So the first thing I did, I got two connectors and I connected it into where the fuse was. And that way I could test each side of the circuit. I took a test light and I hooked it to the positive side of the battery. And if I touch something that's grounded, the light lights up. We're going to touch this side. Nothing. Touch this side and she lights up. That should not be there, so that means we have a short in that wire somewhere. Now I'm not sure if you can see this or not, but right here I disconnected this door from that circuit, so that light's still lit up, as you can see, which tells you what? That nothing in that door is shorted out. So what I was going to do was try to go to each individual door and hopefully they all unplug like that, and if they do, we'll eliminate all the doors from having any kind of short in it or not. So right now I'm going to walk over to the driver's side, to the passenger side. Let me undo that one and let's take a look at it. One of the things I forgot to mention, when you're testing for a short and you want to kind of try to isolate it, don't unplug everything at one time. Do a panel at a time, so that way if the short does go away, we know, okay, hey, that's the issue. That's where the problem lies. All right, so I got the other side undone and the short is still there. So we know what? The driver's door not the issue, the driver's door is not the issue, and the passenger door is not the issue. Let me try to get these back ones undone without a lot of aggravation. What I'm doing basically, I'm eliminating switches and door locks. Maybe something is shorted in the door locks. That's what we're eliminating right now. All right, if you look right here, I got the left rear door. I've got that one disabled. And let's see if this test light lights up. Yes, it does. All right, one more door. Once I disconnect the other door on the other side, if that light still lights up, we know we have a problem somewhere in this dash. It could be the fuse box, it could be a wire pinch somewhere. My guess is going to be it's probably going to be that fuse box, but let me get this other door disabled and we'll still check it, and we'll check it again. All right, you're going to have to trust me that I disabled the right rear door. And we still have a short. All right, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead, it's going to be kind of hard to film you, but I'm going to go ahead and get to the back of the fuse box and start unplugging connectors one at a time, and let's see if that light goes out. Also, I want to show you guys something. This is a headlight, right? Check this out. Look how bright, look how bad that short is. That is a short to ground 100%. I mean, that's a headlight at full force. Or at least they've made it pretty accessible. All right, let's do this. Let me get you a shot of where we're at so you can kind of see. Right back here is the fuse box, and I'm going to unplug each one of those connectors one at a time, and after I unplug one, I'm going to check that short and see if it's gone. All right, here's the first plug I unplugged, and that light bulb is still lit. Just got the second one unplugged, and the light is still lit. I guess you can see that. So today was my daughter's first day of high school. Well, not high school. First day of school in August they started. She's officially a sophomore this year. Good Lord, she's getting big. All right, so next one I'm gonna try and get off is that blue one right here. Yeah, like I was saying a minute ago, can't believe my daughter's already a sophomore this year. Unreal. Damn, she's getting old quick. Let's unplug this one here. All right, it's gonna take two hands. I gotta put you guys down for a minute. Some things I just gotta do by myself, right? All right, there's that blue one. And the light is still on. Anything else left back here? I got a white one over here, looks like. A couple of these little ones here. All right, no lie, I'm not gonna lie to you. This one was a bitch. But I unplugged it and I think the light went out. So that means we have a short somewhere in that plug harness here. Let's see. Let's see if that light comes back on. I'm gonna try and touch it. I'm gonna try and... All right, there you go. So I've eliminated the short to this harness right here. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull a schematic, find out what connector this is and where it goes to. To be honest with you, if I pull a wire and a pin diagram on it, I can see what each wire does and find out exactly which wire has got the short. All right, so let me give you an update where I'm at. I've been waiting on Mitchell. Mitchell last night, of course, it was midnight, but they sent me a schematic on what I was looking for on the fuse box. It wasn't a complete wiring schematic, but it was close enough for me to get some tests like I want to get done. And let me show you what I've come up with. Yesterday, if you remember, we were measuring the wires and the resistance to the wires, and we came up with a couple of wires that were grounded out, basically. Well, inside this fuse box, there's relays. Some of those relays require ground wires, and that's what those wires went to. Also, on the back of the harness here, let me show you what it got. This is the connector that goes to the back of the fuse box, is the one that has the bad readings. If you look at it, I'll try and get you a good view right here. There are two wires, two black wires. Those wires are ground wires. Let me show you how I tested this. So in this first test, I've got the meter set on ohms. This is the connector that's giving me the hard time. Let me plug my meter in, back probing it. Now I've got that set to the ground wire, and I'm going to touch the body ground right here. And when I do, look what happens to the meter. It goes down to nothing. So we know that those are body grounds. So I'm condemning this fuse box, and let me show you, my next test will confirm it. You see right there where that fuse is missing? There's two slots when you plug a fuse in. One's the hot side and one is the side that feeds your circuits. Let me show you what I did. When you're looking at this plug that goes in the back of the fuse box, the bottom right here is the ground wire. This ground wire should not be associated with where that fuse goes at all. I'm gonna own the right side, the side that feeds the circuits. I'm gonna own that side. My two test leads are right here, and I'm gonna try to get it to where you can see it. And I'm gonna touch the feed side to your circuits, and I'm gonna touch the ground. The feed side on that fuse and the ground wire going into the back of this plug inside this fuse box are somehow fused together. They're shorted out, should I say. Something inside that fuse box is shorted out, because that ground wire, in no shape or form, going into that fuse box should anywhere be associated with a fuse, because what's going to happen, you're going to blow a fuse every single time. So whatever's activating inside that fuse box, which is a relay, because the relays are built into that fuse box, is shorting out that fuse box. All right, let me see what the customer wants to do, and we'll go from there. All right, after hours of waiting, I finally got the schematic I needed. Here's one and here's two. This is going to really shed a light on what I was talking about. Here's the connector we were working with. You're going to go this way because it plugs into the fuse box this way. Number 10 and number 2 are the ground wires. That are these wires right here. Goes right to your body ground. These two wires go up. We're working with number 10. Number 10 goes up, goes all the way across. It goes into the door unlock relay, and it goes into the door lock relay. If you look at the 20 amp fuse that keeps blowing, there's nowhere at all that that wire associates with that wire. So after talking to the customer, they're going to take the car back. They're going to put the guy in a different car. It has more things wrong with it than just that fuse box. It's got suspension damage. The interior's jacked up. It's got rear brake problems. It has other things wrong with it. They're going to make it right there. They're taking the car back. They're going to put him in something different. He's happy and on his way. They're going to take that car, stick it in the back lot somewhere, and worry about it another day. But I am glad that Mitchell was able to get me the schematics for you to look at, because me trying to show you under that dash you know, exactly what was going on, it was kind of difficult, but being able to show you on paper exactly what was going on, it made a world difference being able to do that. All right, that being said, I appreciate you watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Catch you later.